quickly break down April 20th. Let's get into it. Obviously Friday, right? We didn't really move a lot except the around 9, only the beginning of New York AM. Rest of Friday, chop. So again, look what happened last week. Sunday we gapped down by taking out previous day accumulation and we just pumped. So same thing. You can literally just expect the same thing to happen. Sunday we opened, gapped down. We took out all the accumulation. We even took out some accumulation from the side here, which was nice, but we did not take out all of it. Why? Because it was near the manipulation area. This is where we had SMT, I think, and Turtle Soup as well with these lows, and price pumped away from this point. So think of this area as like a protected area. Think of it as like that's where the manipulation happened. You know what I'm saying? And I think if you draw out this entire leg of manipulation, I think it's price did tap into it. Yeah, pretty much just rebalance back inside this manipulation leg. That's why we did not see price take it out, because this is just manipulation. Why would price take out manipulation for bullish? Okay, I'll just look to take out accumulation on the side that we've been building up. So accumulation here, here, and like here, which is what price did. It came all the way down, took it out very nicely. Boom, turtle souped it, immediate pumpage up, immediate pumpage up. Cool. Asia did whatever. Oh my god, I forgot to rebuild it. I've got to rebuild the plan. But Asia, we pumped away. Cool. Price then slowed down a bit. Before London opened, we see price immediately start displacing lower. Why is price displacing when we clearly have made any manipulation? We have not made like any bearish manipulation, my bad. And look at structure. It's really choppy, it's weak. So I'm not really expecting this to be like a displacement lower to continue us lower. This is just the manipulation like to continue us back up. Alright. Price comes down, takes the slow out, total swoops it, and gives us a nice SMT. If you go on the 1 minute, you can see there's a nice order block, but even on the 3 minute, you can still mark it out. Whereas SPAT, I know you asked for like nice order block, how order blocks look like. So let me go on 1 minute. Here is an example of it. On the 1 minute, legit, just the two candles, the bearish candle and then the bullish candle that made the manipulation. And you can see price came back, rebounded inside the order block and displaced away at 153. London time, right? Again, another rebalance and then displacement away. That's why London longs were nice. So reason why we started to reverse in London is because look how price was moving midway through. Chop, fat displacement up, chop, and then displacement. So think of these fat displacement up as like a manipulation, a 1 minute manipulation. Think of this as like a 1 minute total soup, which is what price did. It came back up here, total soup these highs, and it gave you short-term bearish to what? Rebalance legit back inside this order block still. You know how we're respecting the order block that came from the manipulation. So legit price came back, rebounced inside of it, and straight up pumpage from there. Alright. And an unfortunate thing that happened was we did not fill in the gap completely. I think we edged it by like 10 points, which is unfortunate, but we already overextended too much, since price came down already. Like, how much points did we pump up? Almost 200 points. So pretty much 200 points price pumped overnight, and we're 10 points away from the gap being filled, right? And 9:30 is about to open. Personally, when I see that, I'm not expecting the gap to be filled, or I'm expecting either a manipulation lower to take us back up higher. Because if you look here, fat gap, right? First of all, that's one thing, fat gap. But look at price. Before 9:30 even opened, we were already like what, halfway through it. So price could still come back, rebalance, and displace higher. But if we were like already 10 points away from the gap being filled and 9:30 opens, I'm not expecting 9:30 to continue being bullish. I'm expecting 9:30 to be like choppy, reversing, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Look at the difference. Yes, we pumped up overnight, but we did not pump up the entire gap, and we did not fill in the gap completely. We still left room for price to still rebalance and trade up to. So like for example, 9:30 right here, we still had like what, 100 points to go to fill in the gap. But up here, we only had like what, 10 points. So you can see that as like, okay, let me be patient, let me wait and see what price is doing before I continue to take the longs. Alright, obviously pre-market, you can see before 9:30 even opened, you have manipulation, nice bullish manipulation, total soup. Price displaces away, rebalances, and displaces away. Cool. 9:30 opens, we pump up, but look at the candle. Did the candle close bullish? If the candle closed bullish, then like longs would have been justified. But for this candle to close like a wick, I'm looking at it very, very suspiciously. I'm not looking to long it. I'm waiting for price to see what happens here. Alright. So 9:30 opens, we wick up, turtle swoop this high, and immediately a fat bearish candle. All right, I'm already thinking, okay, longs don't look as clean anymore because we disrespected the bullish idea, because look how price started to wick at 9:30. If 9:30 was truly bullish and we wanted to see higher price action, 9:30 would not just wick up and then reverse. It would legit just continue going higher and higher and higher. All right, it would not just wick like that. So I'm waiting to see what price is doing. Okay, I'm not really taking any entries because I don't see nothing valid for me to take. All right, right now I have bearish manipulation and I have bullish manipulation. Right here, price comes back down again, gives us another internal manipulation, and you could say it did rebalance into this order block, but I'm not really taking anything because you have bullish, bearish, bullish, right? You're sitting on your hands and you're waiting to see what price is doing. All right, so price starts displacing up, okay, off this bullish manipulation, but I don't see a rebalance displacement to confirm that we're going to continue going higher. This could be a rebalance leg, this could be a reversal leg, this could be a continuation leg. It could be one of the three. You're staying patient and you're waiting to see what price does. All right, price comes back into the wick, right? We rebounds back inside the wick. You don't really need to mark it out. You could just see how like price is coming into reaction of it. So price rebounds CE of the wick, and you're seeing, what do you see when price rebalanced? Do you see displacement higher, or do you see price slow down and start displacing lower? Obviously you see price slow down and it's not displacing higher. So longs right here would not have been justified because there's no displacement to confirm that we're going to go higher. So nothing for you to take here, right? If you entered here, like based off the actual manipulation and displacement, cool. As long as you had your stop loss below here, you see prices edging you, it's not displacing higher, you would have either closed it at BE or at a minor loss, or just closed it in profit. Once you see price was slowing down at the CE, you had like 2-3 minutes to react to that. All right, so there, right here, within 2 minutes, your long idea would have been invalidated, and now you're looking for shorts. Okay, boom, longs gone. All right, so we're not really looking at longs anymore. We're overextended. Gap did not get filled, especially at 9:30 open. Okay, and we did not even DRD past that high. So longs out of the equation. Right now you have bearish idea, nice bearish manipulation. Price rebalance back inside of it, and we're seeing nice displacement away. All right, if you waited for that, then the first short that you could have taken was 9:38, as we candle close displaced below this low right here, which was valid for you to take. All right, stop loss would have been weird. Realistically, you would have put it above the displacement candle, and you're TPing at internal. You know, it's still Monday, so you have to be in and out. So first internal draw would have been right here. Second one would have been right there. All right, and obviously you would have probably targeted all this accumulation below you, but realistically these would have been the good two TPs to have, because everything down here, it looks like free liquidity, but remember where you're entering. Okay, if you're entering on this candle, right, on this displacement candle, right, and you're trying to target all the way down here, you have to put your stop loss above the manipulation area. You see how we have this manipulation wick, right? Price still disrespected the SIBI, this bearish candle, right? So you can see we have what do you call it, inverse fair value gap or SIBI disrespect, but price still respected the manipulation. Why? Because price respects manipulation, not just random PD arrays. Okay, so if you're gonna try to target lower, you have to put your stop loss above the manipulation. But if you're targeting internal, it's fine for you to put your stop loss above the SIBI and your TP at the internal draw, which would have been like 1 to 2, 1 to 1.85, whatever, right? But if you want to extend your TP, you have to put your stop loss at a protected area where price will not look to manipulate. So price already manipulated this high. We already rebalanced. This would be the best SL would be up here. Put your stop loss up here, then you could target all this, you know, all this free liquidity, all this rest of liquidity is valid for you to target. All right, but if you just entered here on this candle alone, stop loss of this, and you know you're trying to target all the way at the bottom, you're obviously gonna get stopped out. Why? Because price can still rebalance into manipulation areas. We see this multiple times, even before. Think of it as like protected highs and protected lows. Price will always trade back into it and displace away. Like for example, look at London. Right here, we made a nice manipulation before London even opened. Okay, we rebalanced, we displaced away. That doesn't mean price can't come back and rebalance, especially when we have accumulation and like liquidity near it. So you have a lot of liquidity right here, some liquidity here. All right, so price could still come back, take it out, and rebalance back into the manipulation, then continue displacing. So how many times did price rebalance before we even displaced back up there? You can literally see one, price pumped up like 77 points, whatever, took out the DOL, rebalanced again, and then continue displacing higher. So manipulation is really key and important. So if you put your stop loss below the manipulation, you can literally get away with holding your trades forever, even all day. All right. So recent manipulation right here, recent rebalance right here. Cool. Price displace is lower. We turtle soup this for low. All right. A lot of people are thinking longs, but there's nothing for us to long here. Okay. We don't have any displacement to confirm that we're going to continue higher. Okay. We don't have an order block to refer to that price rebalance into. So if you're like longing right here, stop loss right here, it's wrong. Why? Because there's no order block to refer to. Second, there's no displacement telling you that price is going to respect this bullish manipulation. It's just a random low that got taken out. You know what I'm saying? You're not just going to take a low from here, treat it as like turtle soup and long. You know, remember, we're bearish. So price is going to look to take out lows, rebalance, and continue going lower. Calm. Here, we got the SIBI. We're still referring to the SIBI. Obviously, you can see price turtle souped, okay? And immediately after the turtle soup, the candle closed bearish, all right? But this is not enough to confirm it because we did not see a really strong candle closure displacement lower. Compared to this bearish candle, this candle was still like halfway into forming, all right? Maybe if the candle continued displacing lower, like let's say, for example, even like a little 5 to 10 points lower, it would have been really nice to take as a continuation trade lower. But since the candle closed like this after immediately turtle souping, I'm waiting for the next candle to open and close and see how it's reacting. So we open, all right, we go lower, but it closed like a wick. So price can still come back up, total manipulation, or even rebalance itself. So, which is kind of weird. You don't really see too many rebalances like these, especially into like the manipulation leg or throughout the whole day, unless it's a really low probable day and price will look just to make like sell side liquidity. So for example, you can see how many times you rebalance back up to these highs, right? Overall, price will look to immediately take it all out with a one candle or like two displacement candles, as you can see right here. Every time you see price make like a always rebalancing back into the same leg, think of it as like all retail traders are entering in with you. So like the trend line traders, the breakout or retest, whatever, they're all entering in the same trade as you, right? So you can see this as like whole liquidity. So when price makes like a nice trade or a opposite manipulation, it's just free liquidity target. Enough of that chatter. But again, the longs right here, I don't see anything proper to take unless you were like looking at this, like okay, cool, we turtle soup this low, CB got disrespected, we displaced up, you wait for actual confirmation, then longs would have been valid right here. But by the time you took them, trying to target all the way back up here, you would have gone stopped out and it would have been just unfortunate. So honestly, the longs were not it. The shorts, the only clean short opportunity you had was like right here, stop loss up here or right here depending where you're targeted, and that was pretty much it. That's what you could have taken. Other than that, any other entries, it would have been way later, especially after we rebalance back up to this high, then price displaces away, then you would have probably found something here. That's pretty much it for New York AM. For 1045 itself, you can see price is making new lower lows, higher highs, lower highs, whatever, blah blah blah, right? We finally displaced past these lows. Cool. Refer back to these SIBIs. Price goes back up, total manipulation, and nice displacement away. Obviously, you would not have entered on the first one. If you had the conviction, you could have entered on it, but realistically, most of you guys would have entered as this candle was displacing lower at 1051. Stop loss above here, and you're TPing either 1-to-1 or wherever your DOL was. Realistically, most of you guys would have targeted here or 1-to-1, which would have been valid. After price came back down, all right, we took out all these lows. We mark out exactly the low we took out. Boom. Boom. You have a fat SFT with this low from like London 4 a.m. And on NQ, we turtle soup these lows. We turtle manipulation back inside this BISI. And nice displacement away. Order block, you can refer to the order block right here since we have the SFT. Realistically, the order block would be like this, right? But if you didn't refer to it, it was still fine either way. You could see a BISI displacement away, price rebalances, okay? You can say this isn't total manipulation, you know, if you didn't see that, it's fine. It's not that deep. Again, another displacement, a rebalance, and more displacement higher, you know what I'm saying? Which is what I took my trade off of. Slapped my longs here, stop loss was below the rebalance, and my TP was a little bit up here. But after I got edged, I just closed it, and I do not want to send the chop. So that was the second trade in my opinion, which was the cleanest out of today. The shorts here and this trade were the two cleanest out of the whole day. Obviously these shorts as well, these shorts were clean as well. Continuation shorts, DRD, rebalance, internal manipulation, and displacement lower, back down here. Let me mark it out in case. Boom. Yeah, this is legit. The only, I wouldn't say only, obviously there's multiple trades you could have taken throughout the day, even in London longs, whatever, but these were the cleanest trades you could have taken in my eyes. Like, these were really, really clean and really, really simple to catch, these trades. And yeah, kind of a midday, I can't lie. It was underwhelming. Any questions about PA breakdown? Yeah. Uh, yeah, low probable based on today. What do you think this week should be smooth? Yeah, it would be smooth, but just keep in mind to target internal draws. You know, to be in and out because you don't know how price will be, unless you're entering from like manipulation legs and protected legs. Then you could like put your stop loss really tight and let your trade run. Phone will charge. All right. Any questions about PA breakdown? If not, we will get right into PA breakdown. I mean, not PA breakdown, but trade review. Let's go. Say no more. Negative R could have gotten a better entry. A lot of people have said this trade isn't valid because we have no internal manip. Is this true, or is it valid because I'm targeting C of the wick? And I understand that the low we manipulated isn't going to cause a good move. Isam, with that, the way you explained the trade, yeah, it was valid. You do have your internal manipulation. After rebouncing inside of this, again, internal manipulation. And good that you targeted a CE of the wick. So, obviously, realistically, you would not have known if this was a good trade or a bad trade. But after price played out, you would have seen that, like, okay, the manipulation was valid, but the bearish manipulation was holding more than the bullish. But I'm still glad you got out at the CE of the wick, which was a good TP. So, in my eyes, this is a good trade, and yeah, you got out pretty nice. AP, same thing. After you see how price was reacting here at the CE of this wick, you would have to close your trade. Like, immediately close your trade, you know? Especially after it rebalanced multiple times above your break even. You could have closed that legit zero loss. Why did we reverse here? Rejection blocks. I should have exited as soon as I saw the internal SMC, but I hesitated because I wanted to hold my trade. Here, obviously, did not work out because we are not bullish. Price did not want to be bullish, even though we do have this internal manipulation. We were respecting the bearish, and you would just have had to react to the bearish manipulation, you know? Especially since you did mark out, I think there's an SMC. I'm not sure because I did not look up there, but it's not wrong to be bullish. It's just you need to react better to these type of signatures when price is showing itself that like it's weak. It's not looking to continue higher. It might be looking to remanipulate. You need to close your trade, Yusuf. Overall, good that you had the right narrative, the right bias, but unfortunate loss. I can't lie. Same thing for Yuze. Yeah, I think most of you guys took the same trade. So, turtle manip, rebounds to order block, then busy disrespect, targeted turtle lows. Yeah, clean. Just a little bit earlier on this entry, but since you targeted 30 points, you're fine. You're chilling. I could care less where you enter. As long as you're targeting 30 points, one mini, bro, you're fine. In and out. So, internal manip, order block, rebalance. I should have closed once I saw the SMC and price slowing down, but I was just scoping and hoping to get continued in my direction. Yeah, Noor. You react, you don't try to predict or like price doesn't care what you want. I'll be honest with you, bro. Especially when you're emotionally thinking like that. Like, oh, it's gonna continue going higher. But you see the signatures, like price is telling you Turtle soup, bearish SMT, whatever, price is slowing down, you have to react to that. Yusuf, yeah, this works, but you're too eager to enter here again. Like you entered immediately the second you seen a bullish candle. You know what I'm saying? So be a little bit patient, wait for more confirmation, because this right here is what happened here. All right, and you could avoid it next time. But overall, good that you came back. Forward test the turtle soup SMT followed by displacement, so I just market order because of the displacement targeted 50 points. I like the reaction from the minute. Yes, that's fine. This is fine. It works. It works. It works. Same trade as Yusuf. On the high from his bullish due to all-time high conditions. First trade we internally manip and get some disrespect. Take entry to the high. Second trade we internally manip had a missy disrespect and targeted 1-1. First trade was a loss because the manipulation we had was not strong enough to take us to the draw. If we're going higher, look for stronger areas to mark out liquidity, then take the trade off that stronger manipulation because it is more likely to play out. Yeah. First one, unfortunate loss. You would have to react, remember? Second trade, yeah, it works. It's fine, it's fine. SMT at the high was targeting that low, but once I seen total sweep in VC, I closed as soon as I knew it was permissible for price to pump higher. Missed the entry beforehand, but I didn't fumble this time. I stayed patient once I got the feeling and executed on a trade that was logical. Yeah, clean. SMT, price comes back, rebounds back up to the high, displacement lower, DRD, you catch it, and yep, it's valid. But you can still hold your trade on, because after price rebalance up to here and it continued being bearish, you would know this low is not protected and the manipulation right here price will not respect. Overall, good trade. It still worked out. Tough day today. We'll try to just build back up. Drawdowns are kind of cooked. Yeah, here, too soon, bro. Legit too soon. Market 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's legit. It's 9:35. All right. Be more patient. Wait for 9:40 macro and onward. I already went over it in your journal, but again, we're reacting to see the wick of the bearish manipulation. We're respecting it more. All right. Here again, no proper order block, like no actual body to prices reacting from, because look how many times we sat inside the order block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 minutes inside the order block. I'm not taking that order block whatsoever. The only order blocks I'm taking is the ones that we react from immediately. Like, I don't want price to slow down at my entry. That would just mean that, like, okay, this area is less probable. Price can legit sweep this. Unfortunate. So I'm gonna have some order block. I mean, bro, why would you refer to this CB right here? This is nothing. This CB is legit just a small candle. Like, something I would actually refer to would be this fat CB. If we came down, we manipulated the slow, immediately started pumping higher, then like, okay, cool, understandable. But here, these are just wicks. You're coping by like trying to refer to them. DRD, PXL waited patiently because I didn't like the 933. This was 1040. Price exploded down, but ungrateful. But grateful. Shaggy. Yeah, this was valid. Valid trade. Doesn't have the best entry trigger, but there was relative equal lows and was a very bearish narrative at that point. So took the displacement off the rebalance. Yeah, valid. It works. Rebalance displacement away. You took the displacement. Yeah, very valid. Is it valid? I understand the narrative and the work correct, but since it didn't have the standard entry trigger and was just the displacement after rebalance, is it valid? Yes, it's still valid. Just be careful next time. When price dumps a lot in one candle and leaves behind fat wicks, price can reverse from those. Especially if these wicks took out like a prominent draw or a piece of structure. Be careful. But since you stayed patient, you didn't immediately enter. Valid. AM session looked garbage for me, to be honest. Shorts were not bad at first, but price delivered before I could even get an entry off the order block rebalance after the market opened manip, so I waited on something more proper. PM delivered with an SMT followed by displacement to the CB. Yeah, SMT rebalance back inside. Yep. Yeah, that works. Valid. Could you go over some examples of when you draw out order block when it's clean and when it's clean? Also a recap on proper turtle manipulation. Is it just turtle soup at swing lows and swing highs? The order blocks, I showed you how it was during around London time. But for manipulation, total manipulation legit, it's understanding your narrative. If we're bullish, bearish, which you guys can easily spot, you guys can understand. And a manipulation alongside it. So a lot of days where we had that, if you look at last week, the PA breakdowns I was doing in the group calls, these is what internal manipulation looks like. Internal manipulation just to continue us. That's legit all you need when you're in a continuation. Same thing here. Price comes back, gabs down, total manipulation, displaced away. Again, London comes back, total manipulation, SFT, total swoop, displacement away. We even have a rebalance. Price trades away, goes lower, manipulates lower again, gives us more internal manipulation, and we're displacing away. Enter this with Cope. When the CB got disrespected, I thought we would catch up back to the ES. Also neglected my rules on not taking a trade if there's a SFT against me. Drank iced coffee from Jackson. Shit made my heart pounding for some reason. Had a FOMO thought as well, thinking that I need to take a trade this moment or I'll miss it, which I usually don't get anymore. It's just a minor water leak. I'm not gonna let it become a flood. Exactly, bro. You're longing a bit too late. Realistically, try to catch longs here or even down here if you had the discretion or like the conviction. But realistically, longs here would have been way more valid. And you're longing way up there. The price did not come back up to this high from this internal manipulation. After rebalancing inside this manipulation leg, what makes you think this leg up will do the same? It will just continue going back up higher. You know what I'm saying? Especially when this manipulation down here, it did not take much liquidity, legit. If anything, these two valid manipulations right here should have continued price higher, but they did not. So this entire long right here would have told you that, okay, this is just a rebalance leg. We're not going to continue higher, so I need to be careful where I TP and where I enter. Got stopped out at BE, should have closed at C at the order block as it was already over 50 points. I didn't expect price to react so strong off the order block because of the 930 high was no longer protected. I mean, the 930 high, it was protected. Why? Because look, we have bullish manipulation, yes, but price still failed to continue higher, right? This manipulation was not as strong compared to these two right here. These two right here actually took out a piece of structure, and the structure looked almost identical, Some accumulation, total swooped it, displaced away, okay? Price did not pump higher past the 930 high. So what makes you think this random low inside of a busy is gonna pump us higher? You get what I'm saying, Majid? So again, especially when we got so close to the order block right here, be careful and look how price is moving and get ready to react to close it. What is your advice on increasing RR? My RR is low-key 0.5 RR. Sometimes I pattern trade 30 points when my average stops are around 50 points. I was looking over trades from March until now. What seems to work is 1-to-1 or the first internal. The problem is there are a good amount of days where the proper stops are 50 points and 30 points is the first valid deal. Well, some days if you don't take profit at first, the price just cooks you. What is the better advice when I can get at least 1-to-1 RR with proper stops? Because I also realize when I make stops tighter, trades will hit my stop and run. Understanding manipulation as cat. Specifically like right here, you could see bearish manipulation where you bounce back into and we displace away. You don't need to enter like right here, stop loss up here. Price could still dig inside your stop loss, rebounds back up to the high and continue going lower, right? As long as you enter near the manipulation area where the manipulation is protected alongside your narrative and bias, you're perfectly fine. Even if you enter in the long trade, for example, let's say you entered longs right here, right? After we total swoop, you would still have a tight stop, 20 points, 50 points, you know what I'm saying? And realistically, bro, I wouldn't be running so much accounts. You could be running accounts, you could still run a lot of accounts, but 30 points, 1 mini is legit all you need. If you wait for actual confirmation and you don't try to enter legit at the top of the range or at the bottom, you wait for more confirmation, price is telling you that it's going to continue, then you enter 1 mini, 30 points in and out in 1 minute, bro, and you'll be fine. Powder traded and I lost. I know my mistakes. It was completely forced and go to run tonight as punishment. I see. Legit, what are you taking your trade based off of here? There's nothing here. This is all accumulation. This behind it is accumulation. You deserve it. I can't lie, you deserve it. Loud? Yeah, I went over this. SMT, turtle swoop, price backs down, manipulates, displaces away, rebounds displacement, catch the displacement, back up to the accumulation in the CB. Valid. 2KL today, this is a new account. I'm doing my other accounts because I allowed some outside stuff to affect me on the charts. Yeah, same as the other trades. Nothing wrong with that. this loss was still valid. I can't lie. This, yeah, makes up for it. But remember, David, if you have some outside stuff, do not bring it onto the charts. Charts do not care. First trade was Eva. This trade was just forced. I didn't wait for proper confirmation at all and traded against an SMT. Nothing you can say about this. I can't lie. Second was paper due to it being Monday. I should have targeted either the start of the order block or the CE rather than looking to get more points. I did slide this trade to near BE, so I managed it well, but need to keep conditions in mind. Here, this is actually bad compared to the other ones. The other ones, they were longing right here, which makes sense why they're longing right here. But you longed right here, which no displacement even past the wicks. We have SMT, we're respecting the bearish manipulation, and price is slowing down. I do not see a single bullish candle in this range right here. So, I don't know why you entered right here. That actually makes no sense. Here, again, same thing, way too late. Like, you know what I'm saying? Back up, same thing. You see the DRD, try to enter a bit sooner, even if it's on paper. Do me. Very nice. Wait, manipulation, rebalance, see your wick, displacement lower, you enter on that, TP turtle, back down. Yeah, very good. They know that's my gambling on gold, I like it. Total minute plus narrative coming from another bearish SMT at the top. It was only because price wanted to re-wrestle to order block instead. So that was safe to take the second leg because I didn't see a DL that would make price reverse. Here, pre-fire the shorts. Okay, this candle did not close bearish. It did not even like open bearish to continue going lower. All right. Price started to chop, slow down. Price can still rebalance, manipulate, or continue going lower. Either way, fried. All right. Wait for a rebalance. Wait for price to either give you another DRD leg lower, because this is all accumulation chop. So wait for price to displace out of it. You're not going to take the displacement immediately because price can still manipulate these lows and go back up higher. Okay, you're waiting for a displacement, a rebalance back up inside this displacement candle, then another displacement. That would confirm, okay, this manipulation will hold, we will go lower. All right, but if you just enter on the displacement itself after we take out this low, treat it as like a turtle. So price is manipulating, it can reverse. No trades today. Got it. Go to after cleaner reaction to order block. Thank you. But whole day basically went up, and the last manipulation was in London session. Initially, I anticipated that to continue higher, but instead it manipulated the high and fulfilled the new week opening gap. Respect the C of the wick, wicking in a bullish for value got multiple times. If the price was truly bullish, we would have had 1, 2, maybe 3 tabs and displacement, but failed. So I knew price was going to dump for a 1 to 2. All glory to the Most High. Up. Alhamdulillah, do me. Good thought process. So once my XFA draws back at 2K delta size up to 1 mini instead of 5 micros will target 30 points. Entering near the manipulation range where stops are around 35 points. Yeah, that's bad. Even if you enter near the manipulation, 1, you would have left stops. Your SL side would be smaller. 2, your TP, you could TP even more. So realistically, when you enter near the manipulation, 30 points, you would already get that in one candle. But the nearest draw would be like 50 points or maybe 75 points away. So you can easily get away with targeting more. For example, this trade right here, Lao took, right? We have a total manipulation, whatever, nice displacement, cool. Even the rebalance leg itself was what, 28 points, but look at the TP, just the nearest accumulation where price can easily take out and reverse. If we either want to continue going lower or we could just continue going past it, was legit right here, which was 60 points. So when you position accordingly with the right narrative, the bias and manipulation, bro, stop loss, RR, all is not an issue. Bet David, I'll see you. Lucas, yeah. Compared to backtesting, how much better is forward testing to building your discretion? It's much more beneficial for me. 100%, bro. Forward testing is where you build your actual edge. You know, obviously, think of it like this. You can craft your sword in the backtesting, but it will not be sharpened unless you go and forward test with it, unless you go and kill people with it. Think of it like that. So treat that as like your edge. Forward testing is where you test your ideas. You get out of your comfort zone. You start testing new stuff. All right, not new stuff, but like stuff that you would not take realistically. Like for example, these early manipulation trades where you can see price. Okay, we're bullish. Price comes back down, gives us a huge manipulation lower. The second I see displacement or a nice sign of like price continuing to go higher, I'm entering. Like I'm legit slapping my entry right here, stop loss below, and like I'm firming this 25-point SL, and I'm seeing how price is reacting from this type of manipulation. So next time in live markets, when I see this, narrative is in check, manipulation is in check, displacement is in check, I can just enter. But today was prime example of hesitating when price act showed me confirmation, not hesitating whenever I see nothing. This is bad. Fuck up hasn't happened in a while. Just need to check myself. Exactly, Lucas. Keep it simple, bro. Don't overanalyze. Don't get analysis paralysis, and keep it simple. And I promise you, you go back to how you were trading before. But how much should I risk a day on XFA? How much balance is in it? Realistically, 500 max. Like, yeah, 300 to 500, depending how much you enter. Legit, just a reaction. Like, I'm not limiting order blocks immediately. Like, right here, you know? I wanted to take this trade, but my accounts were locked out, so I couldn't take it. But I could see, okay, price rebounds back inside the order block. Nice displacement, and we displaced past these previous highs. Cool. Now it's really easy to enter. I can enter stop loss below the rebalance, or I can wait for another rebalance and displacement, which price gave me again. Another rebalance, another displacement. Cool. Another entry I could have taken. It's legit just looking at the reaction from the order blocks. We displace away. We can still rebalance, and we can still displace away. So there's multiple entries you can take from the order blocks. You just have to be patient. I'm not like entering the second I see one candle spike. No. I'm waiting for 1 to 2 candles, seeing how the next one opens after it, then I'm entering. Because realistically, I don't care about my SO. If I know this low is protected, I can legit put a limit right here at the CE of the order block. Stop loss 7 points. TP at that high. Like, because I know this low is protected. Why? Because the manipulation is behind it. It's in line with narrative. And I don't care if I get stopped out, you know? But my stop loss could legit be 60 points. I could legit enter like right here as price was displacing up and put my stop loss down here. I know this is the manipulation. I know price is protected. Price will not like to come down here. Same thing for legit here. I could put my stop loss here. TP 1 to 1. And I'm still fine because I know this manipulation will not get taken out. Yeah, bro. You're chilling. Don't trip. Just be patient. Price will always give you rebalances. If the manipulation is clean, it's valid. Price will always rebalance into it, and it will give you a nice reaction you can take from it. You don't need to force always DRD. You know, you can be picky and choosy with what you want. But like if price action is clean, I'm taking the DRD in and out 30 points, you know? My bad. Let's see this. When you're building your narrative, you're mostly looking at the most recent minutes that occur. Yeah, Samuel. And if it's in line with the weekly bias or like narrative, for example, you know this whole week, especially last week. I know you're new. Let me check when you joined exactly. What the hell? All right, April 16. Cool. 4 days ago, yeah. If you look at last week, the whole group calls I was making Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you could see I was legit just following the weekly candles, like how the candle was printing. Immediately Sunday we gapped down, manipulate this low, boom, this low is protected. That's low a day, low of the week. Legit called it out the same night, the same day, like legit 1 hour after this market opened. I called it out, gave it to my friends, gave it to people, and price just legit pumped from there, you know. And any day after that, I just knew all we need is just small internal manipulation. That's bullish, and we're taking it up every single day, like internal manipulation up, internal manipulation up. If you understand your bias, is price bearish or bullish, and do you have manipulation alongside that, and you're chilling. If that makes sense. If not, I can go in depth. Last Thursday. Yeah, last Thursday was weak. I can't lie. Last Thursday was a bit buggy. But I pretty much explained it. Realistically, last Thursday, why price was lagging behind was because this was the last manipulation like that. We had the last internal manipulation to continue us higher, right? Asia and London did legit nothing for us. Okay, so if we're gonna continue going higher, price has to rebalance. That's the one thing that price always has to do. That's the one thing that price guarantees for us is it will always rebalance. So it does not matter how far we move up. Like for example, if price starts like dumping, right, it will always look to rebalance either by the end of the week, end of the month, end of the day, always back around the CE, you know, especially if you have like accumulation on the side or like some highs right here, price will always look to take it out, continue going lower. You know what I'm saying? Always, 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 price has to rebalance. So for Thursday, last week Thursday, the last manipulation leg to the current high of the day, if you mark it out, you can see prices due to rebalance somewhere in the CE of the range. Which, where was it? Legit right in the CE. And from here you can base your trade off of. You know what I'm saying? But by the time price rebalance, it was already like 9:50, 10 a.m. So it would be a bit late for you to take in macro. But trades like these are still viable. Like I'm not gonna get mad if you take these type of trades. Okay. Bet, bro. Alright guys. Any wrapping up questions? Here's a free signal. Alright, price total soup this high, okay? Price could still respect this bearish manipulation, okay? Uh since we are bullish, okay? I don't see it as crazy as to price respecting this bearish manipulation. Coming down, taking out all this liquidity. After it takes it out, if we leave like a turtle soup or a SFC down here, immediately long it and hold it, that's low of day, TP back up to all time highs.